Hello, YouTube! Peter Gantner here. Excited to be here tonight. We're going to cover some great subjects here on our AMA. I believe I'm just waiting for Corey to join me right now, and we will get this kicked off. You guys know an AMA, Ask Me Anything. And we are going to stir the pot tonight with what we're going to talk about first. That's going to get you guys asking, hopefully, lots of questions. So we are moving into our, of course, we've been created for 3 weeks. So happy 21st day birthday for TruBadger, right? It was yesterday, 21st birthday, or 21st day birthday was yesterday. Doing very well. By the way, I want you guys to give yourself a hand. Another all-time high, $23 million today. Market cap. A couple things. One, we're not on CoinMarketCap. Two is we are not bringing on, 100 to 500 holders a day. Those are both coming, right? For sure, guys, those are both coming. So, Corey, do we have anybody with us on YouTube watching what we're doing, or am I just talking to myself?
I'm sure we have a few. I'm heading out
Excellent.
there as we speak. We've got a couple of people watching the questions. Good to see everybody tonight. Excited about this AMA for sure. Kicking off our weekly AMAs, by the way.
Yes, we will have an AMA every week on ours. We're also going to start doing some AMAs on other people's channel. On Thursday, we have one with a project called Sonar. On Thursday, we also have one for a person who specializes in these. About 20,000 people in the Arab world that are token enthusiasts that we're going to be doing their AMA as well. So they're going to ask us questions to their audience, not to our own audience. So those should be great AMAs that get us, I would hope, at least several hundred, if not more holders to add to it. Again, helping raise that market cap and getting us moving in the right direction. So tonight, guys, we are going to cover a subject. So when we started this, we had seen that SafeMoon and a lot of these other tokens were going on exchanges. And so I didn't necessarily do a lot of due diligence. I just saw that on a few of the exchanges, they talked about the tokenomics being paid monthly. But we come to find out that most of the exchanges, I don't know what percentage, but the majority, when the tokens go on there, they do not pay the tokenomics to the people, the trades that are happening on there. They do on the initial purchase that they make. So we're talking to an exchange in Asia, and that's the actual reason why we started to look at exchanges. Now, I got to say, guys, I don't know if anyone else has done what we are about to do. I think most people have made the decision that it's best to go on these exchanges. And there are a few tokens. Baby Doge is on exchanges. Still 94% of their volume is still on. Pancake Swap still paying the reflection. The other ones on the other exchanges are not on every transaction. And I think they all made the decision that they thought was best for the project. And I'm going to let you know that from my perspective, I do believe that it is best to go to one, maybe two of these exchanges, maybe three at some point, but not a lot of them. However, that's not a decision for me to make. We are a token that is governed by the community on major decisions to change something. When we started this, we said, hey, there is reflection paid on every transaction. This fee is on every transaction that takes place. And, part of it goes into reflection, part of it goes into LP, part of it goes here. When we do, or if we go to an exchange, I want to change that. If we go to an exchange, it will only be on the initial purchase that they make. Let's say that purchase is $20,000. And they go to the exchange. And I know we're going to get a ton of questions tonight, right? Because we're just like opening up that can of worms, right? They're already starting to try to wiggle out of the can, and I'm just kind of getting started here, right? So on these, so let's say they're going to purchase $20,000. They will pay the 10% tax on that $20,000 initial purchase. But once they have their community purchase these, their people on their exchange purchase those, there will not be that tax paid on the internal purchases. Now, if they need to go back out to Pancake Swap because the demand is so high, then they need to purchase more. So that's kind of the negative side of the exchange. But what it does do is it gives us exposure to the number of people. And I'm going to go through this, and hopefully you guys will ask a ton of questions on this so we can get this out. Now, we're not going to vote tonight, guys, because we don't have a voting yet. We are going to take a little, like a straw poll, right? But the straw poll is not going to be the poll that's going to last. Just to let you guys know, it will probably take us a couple days to build a page that you will visit if you are a token holder. There will only be a range of tokens that will be able to vote. There'll be a minimum amount, and then there'll be a maximum amount of votes that a person can have. You will go to that page with your wallet open. It will look at your wallet and say, oh, this person in this wallet that's logged into their wallet has X amount of tokens. That gives them X amount of votes. You will vote yes or you will vote no. We've decided this is a big enough issue that 55% of the people, the token holders that vote, not all token holders, because some people might be not want to vote. If you don't want to vote, there's nobody for you to, we don't have it set up. When we do put voting in place, you will be able to delegate your votes to an entity that will vote for you, right? So maybe there's a group of 3 people, a panel, and then you say, hey, they'll make better decisions than me. So I'm going to delegate my tokens to them to vote. That will be in place when we do the voting, right? When we set up the regular governance, at least I believe that's what we'll propose to you guys. You guys will say yes or no. You want it, you don't want it, that type of stuff. All right. So, but for tonight, what's going to happen is, and we have not built the software yet, guys. It's going to take us probably 1 to 3 days to build the page. But when that page is built, we'll say you have 24 hours to start voting. It'll be open for 48 hours. You will go there, you will vote. If 55% of the people vote yes, boom. If anything less than 55% vote yes, then we will not proceed with going ahead with being on exchanges. So tonight, I'm going to explain to you the bad and the good of being on exchanges, and then you guys will be able to help us make that decision to move forward. I will say I would not be for getting on a massive amount of exchanges. So what you're going to be voting on is a maximum of 2 exchanges. If we want to go on a third, then that would be a new vote that we would put in place. We are going to vote. That's what we're looking at doing. One is popular in a couple Asian countries, and then one is mainly in China. Okay, so that is our goal, is to open up to a whole new group of people. Now, since they won't be getting reflection and they won't be getting the tokenomics, what we hope is a lot of people will go and say, oh, I'm going to go over to PancakeSwap and purchase the token. I want to participate over here. So let's go through the good and the bad. And I didn't take notes. So you guys, if I forget something, Corey's here to keep an eye on me and watch out and make sure that I cover everything that's in there. And then, of course, you guys asking us questions to make sure we cover everything. So let me ask you this. Would you guys like to hear the good first or the bad first of being on an exchange? Let me ask that. And just put a 1 in if you want to hear the good first, a 2 in if you want to hear the bad first. Let's do that. Corey's going to tell me which one you guys want. We'll give you a minute. 23 million market cap today, guys. Woo! I got to tell you, I've been showing her a chart. So now when I get on with people, you guys want to know how you get people to buy our token? Me and Corey did a meeting today. There's probably 8 or 9 people on. All of them are purchasing the token, right? Because what we did is we simply went and said, let's pull up this chart, right? We have another gentleman looking that deals with people that only have 250,000 in crypto. He's got lots of people, and they're looking at it very seriously right now. And it's really simple. Look at the chart. Look at us. And then what I did is I pulled us up, and then I pulled up 2 other tokens that launched about the same time we did and showed them the difference in the chart. People go, oh my goodness, I got to get this. I got to get this token. And by the way, we're not on CoinMarketCap yet, and we really haven't had our explosion yet. And they look at that and move forward from there. So, all right, Corey, where are we at, buddy?
Yeah, we're pretty even.
We're pretty even.
Let's see. I'm going to count one more time real quick. 1, 2.
And if you count it's even, then you're the tiebreaker.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13. Yeah, we're pretty even. Let's go with the let's go bad first. We'll end on the good.
Okay, let's go bad. So the bad side is guys, that they are not going to get we're not going to collect. So there'll be no reflection on the internal transaction. The first transaction, if they need more, hopefully they need lots more, and they come back out 2-3 times, they may buy a few $100,000 with the TruBadger. On those initial purchases, the exchange will go out to PancakeSwap and they'll make that purchase, and the full 10% fee will be on it. The internal transactions, it will not. So the negative of that is you guys don't get reflection. There's no money going on those transactions to the LP. Okay, so we're not getting stronger LP. We're also not getting the innovation tax, and we're not getting the marketing tax, right? So that's not going through. So none of those elements are getting fed from that, as well as the burn. It's not providing tokens to the burn either. Now, the other side of it is for probably a day or two, it will open up an arbitrage situation where people may be able to purchase the token either cheaper on there, okay, and then send it out to a wallet, which would not have the tax on the initial send out, but when they sell it, it would have the tax on it, and sell it for a higher price outside than what they're purchasing inside, or the opposite way around. It may be that they can send their tokens into the exchange and sell them for a higher price, because it's going to take a couple days for those to gel together, for that volume and everything to come together, it looks like. And these are estimates, guys. There's no hard numbers on this. This is from my experience of looking at it. Usually there's some arbitrage situations for the first 24 to 48 hours. They usually resolve themselves in most cases with that situation, okay? So anything negative I forgot to mention, Corey?
You checked mine off.
Okay, so that is the negative side of it. Now let's get into the positive side of it, okay? Both of these exchanges have hundreds of thousands of users, okay? They are going to, part of the package of going on the exchanges, they'll do some marketing, they'll have contests, they'll do different stuff. So a good portion of the people that are on those exchanges will see the name TruBadger, okay? And they will get a chance to purchase TruBadger and participate in the run-up and the success of it, okay? It will, over the course of a day or two, start to help our daily liquidity. Again, we're not getting the tax on all of it, but it will help with the daily liquidity that we have. So the amount of volume on daily volume. And it will also then expose people to it that would say, oh, I'm not getting the tokenomics. Let me go out to PancakeSwap. And that has been seen with other tokens, that they see a rise in volume on PancakeSwap as well as the volume on the exchanges that are there. So it's exposure to people that we wouldn't have gotten to. It's also a motivator to token holders and for you to bring in new token holders. A lot of people, for some reason, if you're on an exchange, a centralized exchange, they see that as a win situation and they're able to do it. Perfect example, Baby Doge is on I believe two or three smaller exchanges. They do about 6% of their total volume. The other 94% is done on PancakeSwap. So they are taking that approach. Now, I don't know if they went to their community and asked if it should be done or not, but we will. So beyond this point, the only other exchanges we would go on. So this is for 2 exchanges. We've already got them picked out, okay? The vote will be, if we want to think another one is necessary, we'll come back to vote again, or we would go for centralized exchanges that will allow for the participation in tokenomics. And I believe there are a few that have set it up to participate in those tokenomics. But if not, then we're not. I think that, guys, this shows you guys that we're serious about having the community help us make these decisions. Again, I believe every other token just made the random decision that, yes, we're going to go for it, right? Yes, we're going to do this. I think that it's, hey, everybody else is doing it. Why don't we do it too? The reason why is we said, I got to believe I've read our documents pretty closely, and they say on every transaction, if that is going to change, it isn't going to be me that's going to change it. It's not going to be Corey as making those decisions. It will be you guys, the token holders, that will make those decisions. So the positive is, guys, way more exposure. It does give us some credibility. It will increase our volume, which then will make it more likely that to attract more people to the token and be a part of that. And if we can coordinate this shortly after we go on CoinMarketCap, we get a couple days of boost from CoinMarketCap, get on an exchange. It will continue instead of having the up run, because all the tokens, guys, go up when they get on CoinMarketCap, and then most will come down within 2 days or so, because it'll calm down a little bit. They're not on the newest page anymore. If we can time that where we go up, we come down a little bit, I think we'll go down less than others. That's my prediction, right? And then if we can hit an exchange a few days after that, we can get that next boost to take us to that next level until we can get that massive momentum, which will take us to 50, 100 million, a billion and beyond, right? And get us in that thing. Corey, anything I miss on the positives?
No, I don't think so. I think just one thing in particular, in a couple of the particular exchanges that you mentioned early on, was grabbing an audience from around the world, which would increase volume on the opposite side of time zones.
And that's what we really need, guys. If you go on late at night, I know most of you guys are sleeping, I'm up late at night, our volume really decreases because we have mainly a US and Canadian base. We have some overseas people, but not a huge amount. And that's what I think we really need, is to hit that international market and get that international exposure from there. So can we change this strategy halfway? No, I think once you're on the exchanges, you're on the exchanges. So I don't think, I think that's probably what we should do, Corey, is open it up for the questions, and we're getting quite a few over here.
Yeah, I'm ready.
So do you want to start at the top, or you want to go on YouTube and do the questions? Because we're getting, I guess
I've got them all in Zoom chat for us.
Okay, perfect. So let's start at the top and let's start answering some questions, and then we'll move forward from there.
Amazing Sharona of the Divas at DeFi has helped us out here. So Carl said, I guess more of a statement, maybe slightly a question. Interesting. So the exchange is buying from pancake swaps. So those would show as a large volume.
Yes, but also, guys, the volume on the exchange will count. So the way the whole system works, right, is they count all the volumes from the different exchanges. As a matter of fact, if you go on CoinGecko and look down at the bottom, CoinMarketCap, underneath, it'll say, here's the exchange and here's the volume on it. So this volume, the volume that's done on the site, will be tracked. It will go into our daily volume. It's just not creating the reflection or the fees on every single transaction. It's only doing it on that initial transaction.
So Marie asked, so no reflection, but more exposure? Question mark.
Yes, exactly. Yes. But remember, guys, they're not getting reflection either. So it's not like they're taking reflection. They're not paying it. They're not getting it from that side of it. Also, they will not be eligible for the airdrops. If you're not participating in the 10% fee, you're not going to get airdrops when the projects that are going from those fees are created. So they wouldn't be able to participate in those either.
Cool. Yeah, I'll get this.
Put it together, but we have to work out the final deal once we get this done. But with transparency, just like this, guys, we will come to you guys and say, here's the final deal. This is what we're doing. You guys will know what is going on in the entire transaction the way that we're doing this.
Yeah. Yep. I saw this this question more than once. How would Corey vote? How would Peter vote? Exchange, yay or nay?
So I'll tell you guys, I am for doing a limited number of exchanges. I'm not for going, I think some of these tokens are on 20 exchanges. I'm not for that. I am for keeping the majority of our transactions. Remember, the innovation fund is driven by this transaction. That's why I love the model in the first place, was we get on every transaction, we're getting money then to drive the value behind the token, right? The marketing fund allows us to get it out to more people. So I don't like taking that away. But what I do like is we need to be on a 24-hour clock. Right now, we have a good period of time, and then we have some slow times. We need to be on it. We need to get Asia. There's two ways to do it. One is to go on an exchange. The other way is to spend a few $100,000, if not $1 million, trying to crack those markets and get it done. So the fees that we may lose on these smaller exchanges probably would be less money than it would take for us to go get those exchanges to come on board. So economically, I believe it makes sense. But guys, again, I'm always going to be straight with you guys. I'm not like, hey, I'm not telling you my vote. I will tell you what it is, but you guys need to make your decision. I really want you to think about this. You'll have a few days anyway while we're building the software and getting it put together to figure that out. And really what you need to do is just search in your heart and think about, we made a promise that we want to change that promise. And because of what way we set this up, we're coming to you guys and asking you what it is that you guys want to do. And that is the direction that we will head in. And we're not just doing a straight 50% because this is a major change. It's not a minor change. It's not, we're going to make, Truman green instead of white, right? The outline of them. We're going to make them green and black and that stuff, right? That's not something that this is a major change that will affect you guys. And it's ongoing on that exchange, right? A year from now, trades are still going on. It's still going to be in effect, right? It's not like, hey, we changed our minds. We want you guys to stop doing that. So I don't see that being a possibility, because I wouldn't want to set those people up and then get them excited about it and then take it away from them. So this is a permanent thing on these few exchanges. And then we would, move forward from there. So Corey, you want to tell them what your thoughts are on it? Because
you absolutely covered some strong points that I feel as well. So I was voting for the exchange. Yes, absolutely. For those reasons, of course.
And there's some leaders in the space that, have said, hey, can we get on an exchange? And we said, yeah. And then when we found out the reflection wasn't quite the way we thought, it's, hey, we need to come to you guys. And they're, in full support of it, right? We're going to get this thing moving. The only thing, Brooke, is we wouldn't be able to do it by wallet holders. We wouldn't be able to confirm that they're wallet holders if we did it on Telegram. So I need to be able to, if I knew everybody's wallet address, I'd just call them on the telephone, right? Just say, hey, what do you want to vote, right? And just write it down on a piece of paper. We could get that done tonight, right? I'll just stay up all night and just call people and get it done. The problem is verifying their token quantity on the Binance Smart Chain. First of all, making sure that they are a token holder and they do hold tokens, and then verifying that. So that is the only thing. I've tried to think of a faster way we could do this. I'd love to get this done in a as fast as possible. I'm talking with the programmers, guys, in 2 hours. They may be able to build it by tomorrow, right? This is not a huge build. When we did our initial launch, we built something similar to this and made it happen. We may be able to do it through Catapult Swap. We may be able to just put in a simple panel there, and you go in and you log in with your wallet, hit yes or no, and make it really simple, right? And we'll look at, and then we can do the math in the background, and we'll just weigh, bigger token holders with a few more votes, but not too many more votes. We're also going to make it where the largest 100 token holders will not make the determination here. It will be on the volume of people that vote on it to make it happen. So I'm hoping, I am really hoping, guys, we can have this done by Thursday or Friday. I do have to give people like 2 days to vote just in case somebody doesn't get the message in place. So let me ask you guys this question. Would you guys rather had us just make this decision? Because maybe I'm wrong, or do you guys think it's better that we're coming to you? So if you thought it was better for us to make this decision for you guys, or do you think it's better, put in a 1? If you think it's better that we come to you guys and get this decision done, please put in a 2.
Little delay.
Jay Crypto asked, would they still have to pay the percentage tax in the exchange? If so, where would it go? No, I do not think that they do the tax in the exchange. It will be just on the initial purchase. I don't know how they do. I don't know how they do that on there, but that's why we're coming to you guys, because the tax will not be paid on it coming out back out to us, right? So the tokenomics do not live in that system. They live for the tokens to go into the system, but the tokenomics would not exist in that system. And I believe I'm saying that correctly, right, Brooke? No, guys. Pancake Swap's not going anywhere. Right? That's our primary, that's our primary place to trade right now until we can find other places that will. Yeah, it's not going anywhere. Only the people that are part of that exchange would use that exchange, and those people would still have the ability to go use Pancake Swap and do their tokens there on Pancake Swap. So Pancake Swap will be there for the foreseeable future until we can either launch something better or a better solution comes around. So Pancake Swap is sticking around for a long time. How we doing, Corey?
Yeah, it looks like we have, so far I'm counting about 23 to 12 for number 2. Ian made a comment. I like the vote. However, we need exchanges. Explaining purchases to people is super difficult, and anything to make it easier for them is better to share.
So Ian, I don't want to argue with you, but baby Doge just went to over $1 billion, and 96% of their volume is on Pancake Swap. So the facts are the facts. The way it's laid out, I believe even if you go on SafeMoon, still a major portion of their stuff is on Pancake Swap. So I think that exchanges can be important. I don't know. We do have an exchange. It's Pancake Swap, and I believe that most people will move in that direction to honor it. So I agree that a few exchanges wouldn't hurt, but I don't think we'll ever go to, unless those exchanges will honor the tokenomics. Guys, it's important for us to have the tokenomics. Without this tokenomics, we then have to sell off, which means we couldn't have issued all the tokens. Would have held some back, and we would have to sell those tokens then to fund all the projects that we're doing. The reason for this is this 10% fee. 100% of that 10% goes to benefit you, the token holder. That must be in place. Businesses must have revenue. And so if the exchanges won't honor that, then going to exchanges might get us more volume, and it might make it easier for someone to buy. But if it's easier for someone to buy and it doesn't feed the overall system of what we're doing, then it's a negative purchase. It's not a positive purchase. So I understand it. So what we need to try to figure out is how can we make it simpler for people to buy on Pancake Swap, not say, well, let's go to exchanges so we lose that revenue source to be able to move things forward. If we want to create our own blockchain, if we're going to build things like Catapult Swap, guys, these things cost money to build, right? The plans that I have to build behind this thing and some of the things we have are going to be 7-figure projects. How do we fund those if we make it easy for people to purchase, but there's no fee, there's no tax on it? So there's a balance there, guys, for us to move that forward with.
Okay, let me.
Carl, yeah. So traditionally what's happening is people go on, they buy on those exchanges, they find out about reflection, they find out about airdrops, then they go buy on Pancake Swap. And that's the reason why I'm for it. I'm for doing some exchanges because we will get exposure. We will get people to go buy on Pancake Swap. So I'm just not for having 50 or 70% of our volume being done through exchanges. When we see a project that's working, and not one project, multiple projects that are working that continue to do what they're doing. Remember, some of the projects just have 5% going to LP and 5% going to reflection. The company doesn't receive any of that. So to them, the only people that are losing are the token holders, right? in that transaction. The company still gets the rise in the market cap. We're different than that. We're basically utilizing that to build more value for you guys. So, it would be like a restaurant at some point going, you know what, we can have a lot more people eat here if we didn't charge any money for the food and just said, come in and eat all you want. And, eventually that restaurant's going to go out of business. If we want to build something real, guys, until we build up enough assets and enough services and products that we're selling, I'm hoping that at some point our tax goes away. At that point, dude, we can go to all the exchanges in the world. We can have an exchange party. We can go on like 100 exchanges in a day, right? But until then, and we get to that point, and that would be up to you guys to go, yeah, we don't want any reflection anymore. We don't need their innovation fund because we've got 20 projects going. They're all pouring money into the foundation. We now have enough money coming from that to launch new projects, to cover all the expenses, everything that's going on. Bam, let's get rid of that tax and let's take this thing to the moon, right? And beyond, right? To Mars. My buddy Noble today said, I'm not in this to go to the moon. I'm in this to go to Mars. And I said, all right, Mars, here we come, right? Because that's where we want to go to Mars. That way Elon will be set up there and we'll be set up there, right? So we'll all be on Mars together. Let's see.
Peter, will the exchange have the 2 trillion limit on transactions?
I don't know on the exchanges, guys. That's one of the things we'd have to ask about. I didn't even think to ask if that would have the 2 trillion limit on it, if that would stick. Again, we're giving them kind of a waiver on the tokenomic side of the equation. So that's part of the smart contract. So we would have to see if that would work. I don't know if that would work. We'll have to ask that question. Yeah, guys, Pancake Swap isn't going anywhere. It will definitely be there for you guys to purchase. What we've seen, Shannon, is going on a few small exchanges has not brought the volume down. Again, I'll go back to Baby Doge because it's the largest one out there. They're on 2 or 3 exchanges, decent size exchanges, and they're still they do. I don't know. It's a huge amount. But 94% of their volume is still done on Pancake Swap, not on there. Someone had asked this question to SafeMoon. They said, look, all of our whales are on Pancake Swap still. None of those are on the exchanges. So they feel that there's still the vast majority of, and I haven't done the math on it to look and see where it's coming from, did the breakdown on SafeMoon, but they still feel that the majority of their major answer to it is that they're just coming out with their own exchange. I'd like to keep with what we said, which is that the tokenomics are paid on every transaction unless you guys want to change it. Shannon, I think, or Sharona asked, Bassett Lover asked, how long does it take to get listed on 2 exchanges you have in mind? I think they said about a week or 2 it would take for us to get on the exchange. Within a week, they could get us on there, right? For them, it's an economic issue. There's a fee to go on the exchanges. We'll pay that fee, and then they'll get us up and running as quickly as possible. So it shouldn't take that long. They're mid-tier exchanges as far as the size of them goes. They're not in the top 10 or top 20 as far as size goes. So it shouldn't take more than 7 to 10 days, I would think, to get up on both exchanges from when we do this. So I'm hoping to have this done by Friday. We can pull the trigger, pay them the fees on that, and then by the following Friday, at the latest, the following Monday, we could be on the 2 exchanges if the vote is yes. I'm not assuming that it's yes on that side of it. So.
Someone asked, sorry if I missed it, the initial info from the beginning. How many tokens are sold in the initial purchase, and where do those tokens come from?
The tokens are purchased from Pancake Swap, and I don't know what that is. I don't know how they figure out their first initial purchase. I'm sure they'll start small and buy a small amount to begin with, and then buy a larger amount as the volume begins to increase on the exchange. But every time they need tokens to do transactions, if they don't already have them, meaning somebody hasn't already sold them back into the, because they'll have their own liquidity pool, right? So they're going to buy tokens, bring them in, and somebody, uses whatever they're using to buy it, Ethereum, whatever. I think they said they'll pin us to their token as one of the pins that they would do. So you would use the pairs. We would do 2 pairs. So they would probably do a BNB pair and their token, something like that. So every time they would give up their token or BNB to get the TruBadger tokens, if nobody else has sold any back in and somebody wants to buy it, then I'm sure at that point they're going to go back out and buy some more from PancakeSwap, bring them into their wallet, and then distribute them out.
Wouldn't having the market of Asia and Middle East going to affect more than 10% like Baby Doge? Wouldn't having the market of Asia. Oh, I guess he's asking, wouldn't having the market of Asia and Middle East going on exchanges to affect more than 10% like Baby Doge?
I would hope so. I mean, as far as the pricing, you mean, or the price volume? I mean, again, right now, Baby Doge, the hard numbers are about less than 6% of all their volume is being done on exchanges. 94% plus is being done on PancakeSwap still today. You know, and it has opened up the door for them, right? I'm sure there's a lot of people that bought on the exchanges in the beginning and now are buying on there because they want the tokenomics, right? You want to have that reflection coming in. You want to have that, especially with us with airdrops. You know, you'd probably want to have the base token. If you watched a bunch of people get, I don't know, maybe they get mad at the exchanges. I don't know. I think I would if there were airdrops I couldn't get because I'm on the exchange. I'd probably be pretty mad at the exchange, but that's me. I'm a little selfish that way, that if I found out that somebody just got a 10% of their value in airdrop from another token, I might be a little upset at the exchanges, but we'll let them deal with that, right? We're doing what we're doing. So I don't know, Bess. I don't think that those. These are both Asian exchanges, and they're majorly there. I have not tried to sign up for either one of the exchanges, being from the U.S. But so I don't know the answer to that question on that side of it. So. I love it. We got a lot of questions tonight. So how did we end up, Corey, on people thinking we should have made the decision ourselves and people who thought we should come to the community? What was our number? Did we get a number on it?
I'm still counting, buddy.
A little in favor of a little
comments.
bit in favor.
Yeah.
Yes, us coming to you guys. Okay.
So 31 twos.
Yeah, Carl, we're still on track for launching our projects in July and August. Yes. Those have not changed at all. We're working away. We are pretty good at getting stuff done and launching. So, and if there is any delay, you guys will know way ahead of time. If there some things come down. Remember, Catapult Swap is already built to some degree. We're just making adjustments and changes to it. We'll do one more test on Catapult Swap before we start letting other projects start to put projects up there. And there will be a process that they'll have to go through. We're not going to be like PancakeSwap, right? Anybody can put up anything on PancakeSwap. All you have to do is provide the liquidity. There will be a bar that people will have to pass in order to put projects up. Because remember, we're not a full swap. We're a premium swap. It's not a pre-sale. If they're doing pre-sales, they got to go to deck sales or they got to go to some of the other platforms. We are a premium swap, and that'll be for a short period of time, between 2 to 7 days. And then they'll move off of our platform onto whatever platform they're going to. They could go to a centralized exchange. They could go to PancakeSwap. Our goal is within a very short period of time, by the way, guys, is to make it to where not only are we doing BSC tokens on Catapult Swap, but we're actually also able to, and I don't know the time frame on getting this done, but we're also talking about doing them with with ERC20 tokens as well, and then possibly a couple other chains that are out there.
We're about 3-1 on the votes for number 2s.
Okay, perfect. So Valeri, eventually the exchange, like I said, there'll be a day or two where there could be some, a little bit of arbitrage. And sometimes when you look at something that's on different chains or different, there'll be some small differences in it, but it should balance out at some point within a day or two. From what we've been told and from what I've seen, usually within a day or two, the prices are pretty close within, 1 or 2%. Again, there can be differences, right? If a bunch of volume takes off on the exchange in a day and it spikes, it could be more expensive on the exchange. Or if Pancake Swap blows up and the exchange hasn't quite caught up yet, then it could be a little bit cheaper on there. So there will be some fluctuation there, but I don't think a lot, especially after the first couple of days. Just one exchange instead of 2. Let the first one build momentum, and if it is good, then decide on the second. Any thoughts on starting with just one exchange instead of 2? Jeff, the reason why is they're 2 different areas. One's in China, and it mainly does China, and the other one is Indonesia area in there, which are 2 important areas. That's why we picked the 2 exchanges. One's a smaller one and one's more of a mid-sized one. So, you could really consider that it's probably one decent size exchange when you put the 2 together. We think it's important, by the way, to crack China, right? It's a lot of people, a lot of crypto enthusiasts, and badgers are lucky. They walk behind you, you have good luck with badgers. So we're a lucky badger.
That's because TruBadger got your back.
Yes, TruBadger's got your back. Exactly. All right. Any other questions?
I think I'm going through all of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So
a lot of great comments. Yeah.
I will talk to the programmers tonight. We're going to get this figured out. I'm hoping they go, oh, shoot, we'll have that done tomorrow, Peter, right? We did build the other part faster, but we're having the other programmers or blockchain programmers to get this done. Again, we might be able to attach this to Catapult Swap. And so I'm going to, by tomorrow, guys, I should know the fastest pathway for us to get this done and put this together. We may be able to just do it on there might be one other way we could do it, which is just you guys send in an email with your wallet address and a vote yes or no. Let me think about this because there is probably a way. We only have 20-something hundred token holders. I would probably say half will vote. So we're going to have about 1,000 people that will vote, 1,200 people that will vote. We may be able to just say, send us your wallet address. And we could go drop that into, let me see how long it'll take for the programmers. If the programmers are going to take more than 2 days, what we'll probably have you guys do is just anybody who wants to vote, we'll set up a vote at TruBadger.io. You'll send your vote with your wallet address. We'll go in, we'll check and make sure there's tokens in there. Do a quick calculation on how many votes you get. We'll go through, we'll total that thing up. So we will have this one way or the other done by Friday. And today's Tuesday, right, buddy? Is today Tuesday? Saturday we'll have it done by. I'm gonna pick Saturdays. No, Sunday. We will have this done by Sunday. So we can pay the exchange if that is the result of it and get that going next week. Okay. So I'm gonna say by Sunday night, we are going to have this vote completed and done. So we may only give you guys 24 hours to vote. Maybe a little, maybe I'm hoping 48 hours, but at least 24 hours to get your vote in. Okay. All right. This is an adventure, isn't it? Fred, just because the government came down on crypto doesn't mean the people don't love it, right? Over 1 billion people, and they are actually one of the bigger, stronger markets for crypto, believe it or not. So and that's probably why they are so big into crypto, is because of the fact that, there's a lot of controls over there. So they're a part of it. So just like right now, if you're in the movie industry, second biggest market for movies right now, it used to be Europe, all of Europe. Now it is China. China is the second biggest for movies. US, of course, is the first biggest for movies, but China is catching up right on that factor as well. So it is a huge market, and we could bring on 10, 20, 30,000 holders simply by getting exposure in China.
Fantastic. Well covered. Well covered.
Right. Well, so let's ask, does anybody have any questions outside of that we can answer maybe? I got to tell you, these guys are crazy on this team. They're coming up with some ideas that'll just make your toes curl. That over the next few years, I was actually talking to the programmers, and they're like, man, Peter, these ideas are freaking incredible. They're going to be expensive. And I went, don't worry about it, guys. We've got the right tokenomics. We've got the right community. We've got our the way we've built this. We're going to be able to afford to do all of this stuff and more and push this thing forward. That's why it's so important to me, guys, that we do this right and that we don't go and lose that advantage that we have, where eventually we have tens of thousands of dollars a day coming into that innovation fund. Because I'm telling you, some of the stuff we want to do, it does not exist right now. I'm not even kidding a little bit, right? Nobody has done them before. We want to be innovative. And this is innovative in a way, a functional, usable way. Not a hey, let's take Doge and put baby in front of it, right? Hey, we'll call it baby Doge. And we'll put it on the BS scan, and we'll be 10 times faster than big Doge, right? Major Doge or mini Doge. So we got baby Doge, we got mini Doge. I'm sure we have short Doge, and soon we'll have tall Doge, and we'll have chubby Doge, and we'll have skinny Doge. We'll have them all, right? Eventually. And they'll all have some advantage over the regular Doge. That's not the game that we want to play, guys. The game we're playing is let's create value for people that every day they wake up and they need our service, just like we're right now on YouTube, just like we're doing this through Zoom. Those are companies that have massive valuations to them. Why? Because they provide a service that people are willing to pay for or watch commercials which generate money. They have revenue sources, and that is our focus. That is what we're here to do. So yes, TruBadger, you can say, that Truman is a meme, right? He's a cute meme. However, he's got a hell of a utility behind him, and that's what we're building the value from. Well, excellent. Well, Corey, I think we're good. I think unless there's some questions there that I'm not, I know what we should do. We should do a cat token.
I've got 3 surrounding me right now.
I see them right there behind you. You can see them popping up there behind you. That's inspired me to want to do a cat token.
He's talking to the badger.
The cats like the badger. They're friends.
Nose to nose.
You guys know that the badger actually, when it comes to, I want to say wolves, but they're not wolves, or foxes. Coyotes, I think it is. That badgers and coyotes will hunt together, actually, because there's ground squirrels that are super fast. And so the badger can dig very quickly, and the coyote is really fast, right? The badger's a little slower. So the coyote will chase the ground squirrels into going into their hole, and then the badger will dig super fast. Do you guys know that a badger can dig through an asphalt parking lot in 2 minutes? I want to ask you a question. Can a Dogecoin Doge do that? No. Dogecoins can't dig through asphalt. They can't. They're not strong enough. They're not powerful enough They're not driven enough to dig through, right? So that's just an observation, not saying anything about any other, thing out there, but just badgers are bad. And, it's, what is their saying? Badass badger doing good things. So, okay, Corey, before I get myself in trouble, are we done?
That's it, buddy. I couldn't find the mute button, but we're good. We're good. I watched a 4-minute video on Stoffel, the honey badger today, and no matter what this guy did to keep this badger in a cage and keep him in a confinement, everything he built, that honey badger got out of. Everything. He even grabbed a rake and climbed out of the side of the enclosure.
Are you saying, buddy, that if you lock up a Doge dog and you lock up a badger, the badger's going to get out and the Doge is just going to stay in the cage?
All I said was
I told you to hit the stop button, buddy. You're going to get us in trouble. I know it.
All I said was you can't keep a badger down, locked up. We're going for the world. So yeah, I think that's it, guys. That's all we have.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you for joining us, you guys. We appreciate you. And
we're gonna get this done.